Welcome to P3 Radio.
The monkey only dances as good as the guy grinding the organ handle.
Brother.
I fly, bro. That is never stopping.
Truck goes to Dwight.
Cool story, bro.
Footy pajamas.
Hey, genius. It's 2 p.m. Central.
PG3 Radio.
Here's your host, Josh Riley.
Get him off pig, Freddy. Get him off pig.
Richard Mullican.
And as I put you down, my pants ripped.
It's showtime! It's showtime! It's showtime!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of P3 Radio. I'm Richard Mullican, joined by my co-host, the man that you never had to call him darling, because you never called him by his name, and best friend Josh Brawley. Say hey, Josh.
I'm going to boo you because I used that like 2 episodes ago.
3.
That's unoriginal. You have ran out of material.
I did.
Boo you like a motherfucker.
Do you want me to do another one?
No, fuck you.
Hello, everyone. This is Richard Mullican with P3 Radio, joined by my co-host, the man that's never going to let you go. He's going to hold you in his arms forever and try to make up all the times he hurt you so. And best friend, Josh Brawley. Say hey, Josh.
Dude, I really thought you were going to go with the man that will soon in the future make leg pussies a thing, Josh Briley. And I was going to be like, hell yeah, getting the patent on that shit as we speak.
It's
But
some crazy.
How you doing?
It's some crazy shit we talk about before these mics come on, right?
Leg pussies, motherfucker. Leg pussies is going to be a thing.
It's the future.
It is the way of the future.
Rappers going into toxic shock because... How did we get there?
Little Wick-Wack died today.
Little Wick-Wack.
Toxic chalk syndrome.
Toxic chalk.
Toxic chalk syndrome.
Toxic chalky milk syndrome. How did we get there when we were talking about that?
I said that's how society will be in like 200 years. Like we'll be so far above sex and all that shit that we'll have leg pussies. We'll just be fucking ourselves. And then you started talking about rappers with blinged out leg pussies and shit, and it went from there. It was hilarious.
Oh, well.
We said a lot of things probably that we shouldn't, but you can go fuck yourself. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. Episode 132 here, and everybody be happy to know I didn't shit my pants at Celine Dion. Did not.
Come on.
Not once. Had a wet fart.
That vocal enema didn't jar it out of you at least once?
Well, I had a wet fart, but that was about it. Checked. I was good. Wearing dark undies, so I
thought you farted but your shit. Now it's sticky when you sit.
Yeah. I did not shart. So, but no, man, doing pretty good. We are live and in color, I guess, for another week. We didn't have a death show. No one died. No one passed away.
Not yet.
Not yet. Night's young. We'll see what happens. So sitting here at episode 132, and we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. And it's like we said last week, it's like we have all this stuff to talk about that we want to talk about, but we just never get to it. And then when we do, it's like we feel rushed. Like we want to talk about everything. And then we end up talking about a turd for an hour and a half.
Fucking trophy turds. Which is a thing. I mean, but...
Trophy turds?
Like I said...
Did you just have one come out of your mouth?
It felt like it, but no. But like I said, all of my trophy turds, they came when I was maybe 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it's been kind of minute disappointment turds.
I feel like...
I set the bar high at a young age.
I feel like one of your construction workers had that same thing. He came when you were 4 or 5 years old, and since then, it's been kind of normal. The short one.
Oh, yeah.
Hadn't been laid in
It's been
a year.
While.
Oh, man. I think
Carter... No, what you need to do is go see that man.
I think Carter was president last time I got some pussy. Man, that was like 9 presidents ago.
It all blends together now.
But no, man, I'm excited to do this show every week, and excited about this show. But we left on a cliffhanger last week.
We did. Who diddled with you?
Nobody.
And where did they touch you?
Nobody. Well, Okay, I'm going to tell you the story because
Started on my one ball.
Yeah.
And then when they moved to the other
like-
side, it freaked them out and they
yeah,
ran
they were
away.
like, oh God, you don't have a nut.
Leave it to you to scare a pedo away.
No, this is just too young for me.
This is freaky as hell.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of here.
No. So I had a repressed memory that I'd forgotten about until just this week or just last week. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, oh, I remember this vaguely because I was like 4 years old. You know, when you're 4, you're conscious and you're aware, but those memories fade really fast. You know what I mean? That's the time you're smart enough to know like, oh, I'm aware of my surroundings, but it's fading. It's a fading thought. It's a fading timeline. It's like whatever happened 6 months ago is already faded. You know what I mean? Unless it was life-altering information like your phone number or something like that, it's out of your head. You know?
I'm with you.
Yeah. So I was sitting there thinking, I was like, okay, I did have that surgery. I had that operation.
What? Which one?
The ball operation. I had the operation. Yeah. Well, so the doctor told my mom.
You mean the reunion? Did y'all have little streamers? Welcome back.
Feels so good. Yeah, welcome
Had
home.
fucking streamers. and
Welcome
shit.
home. Welcome home, righty.
Like it was. Like it had to go serve a bid in prison.
I did 2 years in the sack by myself.
By myself. I was in goddamn. I was in the hole.
One sack, one ball by myself. No. So
Welcome home,
welcome
righty.
home, righty. To your forever home. Like they had fucking adopted a kitten that had been like,
And
welcome to your forever
He's
home.
telling old Lefty about how shit was in the joint, trying to sound all educated. Yeah, I'll tell you, things are different up here. You know, when you by yourself and shit. You gotta watch your back and shit.
That little portly bastard eating nothing but fried food up there. He gonna grow a gut. You won't even be able to see us from his point of view. But no, man. So I had the surgery, and the doctors told my mom. Like I remember this now because I was like, oh shit. The doctors told my mom that for the first couple of years, they probably need, for the first year or two,
Probably need to lather the shit out of these things.
you don't want to scar a pair of nuts, ma'am. We've done a pretty good job of slicing that
He's
shit
already got
up.
one split going up the front. Like,
Kudos to the doctors. They cut along the seam.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, look nice of them.
It actually hurt like a motherfucker.
Your
Like,
goddamn nutsack don't
I
look like
didn't-
Scarface.
I didn't know until I saw my first porn that nuts had a seam. I just thought it was me. I'm like, well, I'm the freak.
Well,
that
that's
has
my
the-
pirate scar.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
come on.
that's my nut seam. I'm like, why did they cut me so far? Like from
They cut me up my dick.
pretty much taint to dick. It's just a seam there. But yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. But that's how they actually made just a small incision. Now that I'm thinking back, right underneath my pecker, right there on the start of the ball sack. That's where they cut me. Because I remember I had stitches there, and I remember waking up so confused and sore and hurting. But the doctor told my mom, said for, you know,
Now, ma'am, the doctor left a piece
I'm
of
never-
a TV guide up there.
I'm never gonna get the story out.
If he pisses out some of the weekly, then you'll know.
Look, Frasier's coming on. Well, he came on. That was like 6 months ago. No, but I remember my mom getting told. The doctor said, "Hey, look, we've corralled the nut. It's there.
Fucking nut wranglers.
But what you're gonna have to do I know when I say this, you're gonna have a field day with it. You're gonna laugh because it's fuck.
Come on.
Because I'm gonna tell you a lot of shit here, Josh, that I have never told anybody. I don't
It's
think I've
just
told
me,
my
man.
wife.
Just me.
I don't think anybody even knows that I have this memory. Like it just popped up, and I'm like, oh shit, that was a thing. Oh yeah, go ahead and look at your phone.
Hey, you're doing the same to
I
me.
did. I'm just messing with you. But the doctor told my mom, she was like, look. He was like, look. It was a he. It wasn't a she.
She.
She was like,
Made it really uncomfortable.
you see his nut down there? It wasn't there before. He told my mom, said, hey, So we've corralled the nut into the sack. He
See,
probably
you keep
said
saying corral.
He
Like,
said-
like your mom
we wrangled
said
that
these same
son
things.
of a bitch like a fucking rodeo. We roped it and pulled it down there.
Bow, bow.
It didn't want to stay away. It wanted to keep getting away. So
So we got a sheepdog down there now, keeping it at bay. If he ever tries to break free again, old Fido will get him.
you hear a knock at the door and you're, we don't even have a dog. That's Richard's nut sheepdog.
That's Richard's nut herder.
Oh, speaking of which, remind me later about the sheep herder thing. We got to talk about
He's
that.
coming to town.
Oh,
baby.
Jesus. So the doctor told my mom, I'm going to get it out this time. Said, we got it down there. It's there. But you want to make sure that motherfucker don't run off again. And he probably said it with some doctor terms.
But that's what he meant.
Yeah, I mean, let's be layman's about it. We
So, ma'am, we need you to be the sheepdog.
basically
herder.
what they told her was for another year she needed to check to make sure that there were 2 boys in the sack.
So every night after bath time, my mom would make me stand on the stool.
I remember 2 things about bath
Now,
time.
Richard?
So
Squat?
No. It's gonna be better than what you think. Trust me.
She take your temperature
Oh
first.
no, Jesus! This is so bad of a memory. But I mean, my mom's a good mom.
Yeah,
She's a great mom.
to
I
do
mean,
what you're
she-
fixing to say, and not put you up for adoption.
And I don't want anybody to think this was.
Can't
any
we
kinda,
just trade him in for one that's got 2 already? This
don't
is
want-
some bullshit.
I don't want anybody to think that this was one of those,
something that scarred you.
Yeah, it's not. It was a motherly medical thing that she had to do. So you said bath time, and I was like, "Oh, you just brought up another repressed memory, like being in the bath, and you can't leave like a 3-4-year-old in the bath by themselves, and they're sitting
You
there.
really can, Richard. You really can. Not
No,
for
you
like-
got to watch them. I
know.
mean, you can't. I mean, you're not gonna like, ooh, wash it more. I mean, you're not doing that shit. But you're like, oh, we got to watch him, make sure you don't slip and fall and can't get up. You're cautious. So I remember, I think it was my grandmother telling me, she's like, now when you clean, you're supposed to skin that thing back and wash under it now. And I do it right
Skin
in
it
front of
back.
them, like, oh, you mean like this?
Like this, Mama.
Yeah, like that.
Get all that butter on out of there now.
I remember because I guess I'm a smaller than average kid whenever I was little, because I remember my grandmother asking my mom, "You sure he's circumcised?" They didn't take more. I'm all dick skin. Oh, I'm all dick skin. No, but I mean, it's a cold bath. Skin it back. You sure he's circumcised? He got a lot of dick skin.
It didn't spurt on out till he got his little friend back.
He's a little nervous.
He started
gets
blooming.
shy when he's not around 3 friends. Or 2
It started
friends. 2
bloom-
friends.
blooming like a spring rose or whatever.
So,
Are
Jesus.
you sure that boy's cut?
You sure he got circumcised? That looks like an uncircumcised dick, if you ask me. No, so
Looks like his balls is wearing a kimono.
like a fucking anteater.
Oh,
That's what it looks like. He got that weird mole on it.
That's me, but that's my gimmick. That's my gimmick.
So, anyways. Oh, Jesus. So, for her to check you were kind of right, every night after bath time.
A stool.
You're like just waiting on this. I feel like I could tell you anything. You're just like comedy gold. So every night after bath time, I would lay on my bed. Jesus, come on. I got to get through this.
Hey, look, you're going to have to stop. My ears are hurting. Like, or I'm laughing too much.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would lay on my bed, and if we had stirrups like on the bed, that would be kind of like the visual.
had
I would have
country
to.
stirrups.
I'd have to spread eagle.
So she'd get some books.
God, this sounds like a horrible story, but I mean, like I said, it's medical. And I remember my mom used to have to feel to make sure there was 2 balls in the sack. And the reason why I remember this.
So wait a minute.
Okay.
Let's set the stage again. I'm
No,
sorry.
what if we had to reset the stage?
You said
This is like Ozzy comes out and he plays Crazy Train, and the roadies are like, "Let's do it again, Ozzy. Set it back up."
I'm just trying. Okay,
Okay.
you had to get on the bed for this.
Well, I mean, you have to. You want me to get on the kitchen table? Like, you gotta have the kid comfortable, and he's got to be at a height where you can at least.
But if you're
You're not
laying
gonna
back,
strain your
wouldn't
back, looking for that second testicle.
if you're laying back,
Yeah.
bro, does that not encourage them to go back up? You figure you'd
No,
want
no,
it to
no.
be flowing free. That way, if that boy's hanging, then he's there.
No, I mean,
Is that okay?
it did that didn't matter. They just wanted to make sure there was 2
So,
there.
you-
And I was encouraged until I was like maybe 10 to just keep a check on it. But until I was like,
Now, just be touching on the bottom part. Don't be touching on the top.
make God cry.
You'll get your hands hairy and you go blind. Just on the bottom. But when I touch on the bottom, it makes the top go weird.
So I think
Don't be checking no more, Richard. You probably just fine.
so for like a year, until I was conscious enough to do this on my own, my mom had to check me. And it wasn't every night. It was like, get in there for ball inspection. It wasn't like military stuff. It was, I had to lay down. So I lay down. Come on. So I lay down and she would touch around. And the reason why I remember it is because it always tickled. So I'm like in there laughing. Which makes it worse.
You're just in there giggling your ass off while
Yeah.
your mom's touching on your balls.
But it was always ticklish. I have
you
ticklish
wonder-
balls.
and you-
Oh, Lefty is a tickler.
I was going to say, maybe it's righty because he's not
No,
used to
righty's a
that kind of
curmudgeon.
thing yet.
Righty's a curmudgeon. He didn't want to come down. The lefty is the one that's there to party. He hangs a little low and he's awesome. And he's just ticklish as a motherfucker.
You like, it's still there.
Oh, but sometimes when I'm watching scat porn, I think maybe this is why. No, I don't watch scat porn. But no, I mean, so that's what she had to do. She had to actually, and I was like, oh God, if I get into this, when I said this last week, and I was like, if I get into this is going to be an ordeal. That's why we're 17 minutes in, Josh. And I just now got to the end of it. Like, yeah, it tickled. Like, I just remember laughing for off and on for a year.
So,
just laying on my bed.
just giggling your ass off.
Yeah.
And you wonder why your cousins look weird at you for a long time. Richard Lee, weird boy.
Yeah.
Mama used to touch him. He'd just laugh his ass off.
What the fuck? Like, here's the thing, though. I'm like a giant. Like, I tower over all of our male cousins.
So then they're intimidated. They think you're...
When I was in 5th grade, I was 5'8". Like, I think the average height right now is 5'8", 5'9" for all my male cousins. Like, that's the thing is maybe that one testicle was working overtime,
And it was just spurting you up, trying
Yeah.
to keep up with the 2-ball operation. And then when the late ass son of a bitch finally got home,
It got that daily massage saying, "Are you there?
so it was like, damn,
Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret."
I feel like really like I just need to bloom. And
Right.
then you start growing a mustache.
Yeah.
I mean, which any kid would if they got their balls massaged every night, probably.
Not massaged, really. Just checked. 1 and 2. We're good. Pull your pants up.
And then you're
But I would wiggle around, so 1 and and I start wiggling like a little kid in footy pajamas, like trying to get away. Like, it tickles, it tickles, it tickles.
all of a sudden you got the Jimmy Valiant thing happening.
Woo, Marcia. So
Now you got to stuff your thumb up his
Like-
ass to get him not to roll around.
can you imagine how hard it is to count the nuts of a 4-year-old? Here's the thing. Like, you remember when your kids were little and you were tickling them, how they wiggled around and they'd fall on the floor, they go dead weight and stuff. Can you imagine getting 1 and then they start squirming? So you're like, damn it, this is medical. And I've already counted that one. I don't know if, damn, I got to start over.
So that was the
gotta be
first time Mom
frustrating.
put the knee in the throat.
No. It's just,
This will stop him.
you want me to get the belt, Richard Lee? No, I mean, But looking back on it, it's like, yeah, that probably should have fucked me up. It's like, yeah, I can't get off unless you're wearing high heels and you tickle my left nut. That does seem like something that would fuck somebody up, right?
I mean,
it
yeah.
was medical. I mean, it wasn't molesting. It was medical, like...
Well, like I said, you know, some people have the giggles and other people vomit when they see the Carol Burnett show.
Now I feel nothing down there. It's just dead inside. No. Lefty's still a little ticklish, you know. Well,
It
you
happens.
know.
It happens.
No. Well, you know.
Okay. Now I get your joke. I thought you were going to make a joke about me relating to you just having one
No.
ball. I don't know.
I
buddy.
was making
really
a joke
don't
that
know.
you tickled my balls before.
Well, I don't know if you count kicking you in the balls. No, that tickled too. I told you I'm weird.
Can you imagine kicking somebody in the nuts and them just kicking around?
I'd run my ass.
Yeah. Do it again. I got a Woody.
Do it again. I gotta come.
This is the only way I can do it, man.
God.
Just do it. I'm frustrated. I'm going to start laying down bathroom floors. It's been a year.
2 years. 2 years.
You need to go see that man down there. He'll give you a pill and kick you in the left nut. Oh, man. So that was the story, Josh. Skin it back and wash it. And there's got to be 2 in that sack.
Gwendolyn, are you sure he's circumcised?
I ain't a lot of dick on that boy.
Looks like all sleeve.
Like when you put on your daddy's jacket.
Yeah. That boy's all sleeve.
When you put on your daddy's shoes.
It's all toe. It's all toe.
That's a 52 long, and that arm ain't nothing but 32 inches long. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Well,
What, you know.
that's why I didn't tell that story until now, Josh. Because, you know, and here's the thing.
Bless you, because if you would have told me that as a kid.
They do what? They feel on you what? You can't play with my wrestling figures no
I'm never
more.
spending the night either. Because I don't want that to happen to me.
Well, you spent the night that one time. And here's the story I tell everybody about, like, my house. And this is where I've kind of, like, pieced together memories from when I was a kid. So I don't know if I've told this before, but there used to be, and we did tell this because you stayed the first night at my house, and somebody, like, we heard a noise.
You just have random people beat on your house. Like,
Yeah, I mean, there was this area in between the houses that these teenagers and stuff would run through.
and we've already talked about
We
this
talked about
before.
that. Did we talk about the stuff my grandfather did?
Oh, with the shotgun and
No.
and putting the rope up
Yes.
to catch them. Yeah,
Not rope, black extension cord
that way they wouldn't
cable.
see it coming.
Yes. And then, like, there for a while, you would hear, like, nothing. You'd be sleeping, and all of a sudden you'd hear, like, they'd catch it in the throat or something. It's like, oh, Jesus. But you'd hear it, like, the impact, because they're running full
Which
speed.
they deserved.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I grew up in a great house, man. It was fun. I don't know how we fit that many bodies in a house. Like, I don't know how we did it for as long as we did it. But, I mean, we made it work, you know.
Well, that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Families will always make it work.
we had that air conditioner that used to spit ice. I don't know how that fucking happens. Y'all don't get in that ice now. Don't you eat it. That's out of the air conditioner.
That ice got Freon in it.
We would
It'll
be,
make you stupid
I
if you eat
shit
that.
you not. We would be in the living room and we would hear and my grandmother go, there it goes again. We didn't have an ice maker in our house except for our air conditioner, but we had like the ice trays. We didn't have the ice maker in the freezer, and then the like I said, the air conditioner would spit ice like chunks, like hail chunks out of the air conditioner. I don't know what caused that. And then like one time my dog Bandit is like, Bandit's eating that ice out of the air conditioner. He's gonna die.
So it made his dick swell up.
Yeah. He's all skin.
No, that dog was more than all skin, buddy.
We talked about that at Christmas.
Bless him.
So my
About your dog, like that came up?
about my dog, yeah. So this is how it came up.
His wiener was as long as his body. The only reason I know that,
Like, imagine rolling a big tube of red lipstick out way past, and you're like, holy shit, it's 4 inches longer than the tube. How is this possible?
no, that dog literally had more than half of his body length was wiener.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know that, like I said, because you seen him hump that that house guest of yours in the head. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
dude he didn't even move. He just sit there like, he's just playing with me. Yeah, he's playing with you, all right. But that literally, your dog's over there in the neighbor's yard just taking a piss, and you just start laughing your fucking ass off. I turned to him, what? What is he? Look at Bandit. And that dog had a heart on. He was pissing, and no shit. It was bigger than half of his own body. Like, he was like my dad of the dogs.
Man, I tell you,
But y'all talked about Bandit
we talked
the
about
family
Bandit at Family
Christmas.
Christmas because we always did Christmas at our house because it was where I live with my grandmother, and we always did Christmas at my grandmother's house. I don't know how we fit that many people in a 6-room house. And when I say 6 rooms, those last 2 rooms, you're being very generous. Because the last 2 rooms, nobody went in the very back room. That was the laundry room, so nobody went back there. And the bathroom was probably like, I couldn't lay down in the bathroom if I wanted to. I'd have to be in the fetal position. So our bathroom was probably like about a 5x5 room.
Something like that.
Yeah, so you had 4 16 by 16 foot rooms that we would jam 7 of her kids and their 1 to 3 grandkids in, and great grandkids. Like, you're talking, nobody was sitting on a lap either. So we would sit on the front porch and say, well, never failed. Like, my uncles would always lay across one of the beds and go to sleep. Like,
No, your one uncle.
no, all of them. Like, pretty much.
I remember Freddie and that foot moving.
Yeah, shaking his foot. So I had an Uncle Freddie and Uncle Gerald. They were my blood uncles. And then I had my aunt's husband, who was like a blood uncle because he'd been around my whole life, my Uncle Leon, who was pretty much like, gosh, man, I mean, he was close to a father figure for me because I grew up around him my whole life,
Yeah.
So my Uncle Leon passed away a couple years ago. And man, it's still hard to think about that. But the funny thought we had at Christmas was, for some reason, Bandit was infatuated with Uncle Leon, and we figured it out. It was his aftershave. Whatever aftershave he used, Bandit was all over it. So Bandit would twice a year during Thanksgiving and Christmas, when everybody would come over, Bandit played Pepe Le Pew to my Uncle Leon. Like, hello, because he was a French poodle. He'd come in
Leon.
hello, Mr. Leon. I smell the smell of seduction. I don't know why he turned into Antonio Banderas there. But yeah, apparently he loved whatever. Like, even if Bandit didn't even even if Bandit wasn't in the mood, when my Uncle Leon came in, he was in the mood.
He's ready to hump all kind of anything around.
So that's when it came up at Christmas. We were sitting there talking, and we were like, talking about Bandit. It's like, yeah, he liked this. Like, well, I tell you one person he loved, and that was Leon. But it was, you think about it, man, it's like all those memories that you have. And my daughter has no idea about any of this. I've become he lives in Squirrel's old house. Well, anyways, he died,
You know Tim?
You know Tim? No, Tim died before I was even born, Mom, I've told that story before, that my mom always starts off with, hey, did you know is always the go-to. Did you know Skeeter? Who's Skeeter? You know Skeeter. He lived in the Anderson house. No, I don't even know what the Anderson house is. It's right down here. He's lived there forever. No, I didn't know him.
Well, shit, never mind then.
No, it never goes there. And it's like, well, yeah, you do. The Andersons live there. They live across from the Wilkins, and it was Skeeter.
Dominique.
Yeah. You used to dunk that basketball. So he goes, then you go, no, I don't know. And she's like, well, anyways, he died. It's like, it's always, well, anyways, he died. And one day she told me that she was like, well, Did you know? Do you know Penny's Sunday school teacher out at the church? And I was like, oh my God, did she die? She's like, no, had a hysterectomy or something like that. It was. I was like,
Well, I don't know what I'd have done with myself if I didn't know that. Thank you, Mom.
yeah,
Thank you so much for
right.
that.
She says she's hurting all down in there. It's like, Jesus, I don't want to know.
I don't have any pills, if that's what you're asking.
But I have become that. I have become that with, these stories are in my head that I remember, we've talked about, we've teased it. I don't want to tell it. I've thought about it. I don't want to tell about the boat stealing.
Yeah.
I
Because
mean,
that's hard.
yeah.
That's like future.
Yeah.
We'll tell that once
Everybody's
there's no
dead.
turning back.
Once more people in my family die, I'm totally on it. But until then.
At the point of no return, that's when that comes out.
Right. Well, Josh, I tell you what, we've been talking for a while now, and it's all been ball related and family related. So,
Nuts and families, brother.
and some families are nuts, and some family members have to check on your nuts. So, comes full circle. I did
Full circle.
I did
does
get
it?
in trouble one time because I said almond joys have nuts, mounds don't, and they thought I said all boys have nuts, moms don't, and I got time out for that.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, it was a truthful statement, but anyways, another truthful statement, Josh, is we're getting around to spring right now. Love is in the air. If you want to help push that love along, why don't you do it with wine and go to the Wine of the Month Club, the original wine club since 1972, and support our show. You can do that by going to tinyurl.com/P3wine. And Josh, you can get her all loosened up with wine from P3 Radio, right?
I tell you what, I don't know what would have loosened Mom up anymore for checking that ball back in some wine.
I'm going to need some Chardonnay if I'm going to look at these nuts again.
And what better way than Miss Gwen if she would have went to tinyurl.com/P3wine and got herself a subscription to at least 2 high-quality bottles of wine per month.
Well, that's the idea, Josh. We want everybody to go there. If you're celebrating, trying to make love, or counting a little boy's nuts, go to P3 Radio, Wine of the Month Club at tinyurl.com/P3wine, the Wine of the Month Club, the original wine club since 1972. So this is some John Prine and Iris DeMent that we stumbled on. It's called In Spite of Ourselves. It's a weird fucking song, and we hope you enjoy it.
She don't like her eggs all runny. She thinks that crossing her legs is funny. She looks down her nose at money. She gets it on like the Easter bunny. She's my baby, I'm her honey. I'm never gonna let her go.
This dude literally looks like you would think.
Sundays, I caught him once and he was sniffing my undies. He ain't real sharp, but he gets things done. Drinks his beer like it's oxygen. But he's my baby and I'm his honey. I'm never gonna let him go.
They had us at sniffing undies,
In spite
right?
of ourselves, we'll end up sitting on a rainbow.
He literally looks like he would do
Against
that.
all odds, honey, we're the big door prize.
What's the guy's name?
We're gonna spike our noses
man.
right off of our
You're thinking of he looks like that guy that sits outside of that gas station that we go to.
He kind of looks like a very old, beat-up version of that Hollywood actor. He was in Tremors. He was in Top Gun, I think.
The old asshole. I know who you're talking about.
He's got black hair.
And he wears it just like
I think
that.
he was in Still Magnolias, too.
But he was in Tremors and
Yeah.
Top Gun.
What's his name? I've got to know now.
I don't know. Don't fucking get away from this song just for that.
She thinks all
It's him,
jokes
probably.
are funny. Convict movies make her horny. She likes ketchup on her scrambled eggs. Swears like a sailor when she shaves her legs. She takes a licking and keeps on ticking. I'm never gonna let her go.
Jesus.
Well, he's got more balls than a big brass monkey. He's a whacked out weirdo and a love bug junkie. Sly as a fox, crazy as a loon. Payday comes and he's a howling at the moon. But he's my baby, I don't mean leave me. I'm never gonna let him go.
How bad are they going to get? Like, one time he fucked a guy. It's like from church. It's like, but I still love him. He's my honey.
Oh, we're gonna smack our noses right off of our faces. There won't be nothing but big old hearts dancing in our eyes.
Look at, I mean, does he not? You ain't got
Won't
to
be
change,
nothing
do
but
you?
big old hearts dancing in our eyes.
It's almost over and I'm sad.
In spite of ourselves.
That might be the best country western song I've heard in a while, Josh.
Right behind Piss Up a Rope.
Yeah, Piss Up a Rope. Oh, man. I don't know where you go from there.
Went to a zoo named a rat.
Okay, hold on.
Next feed
Hold on.
it
So
to a
let's
snake
get into
like
that. Let's get into that. So this is more for last week, but we didn't ever get to this. But for Valentine's Day, Josh, which I guess was this past Friday.
Was it?
It was this past Friday. Did you get your wife something special?
I haven't yet. So
Well, it was this past Friday.
Shit.
You should have gotten something.
No ball massages for me, huh?
No, you should have just pointed at it. Went, there's your present, baby. Get to finding it. It's
Pull that kimono
it's
back.
all sleeve. It's all sleeve, very little arm.
Root around in there, you'll find it.
But man, there was this zoo, and that's what this story's about. This zoo was making a Valentine's Day promotion. And
It's a hell of a promotion.
It's a hell of a promotion. And you would have thought that this Valentine's Day promotion would have upset like special interest groups, right? Like PETA. Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's got to eat, right?
Yeah, I think it would be the making a spectacle of it.
Yeah.
That I think that PETA and whatnot. But they have no fucking clue what we're talking about. Tell them why.
So the zoo was offering a special promotion. They will name a rat after your ex and feed it to a snake on Valentine's Day. So this is coming from KCTV News Channel 5. I guess that is somewhere
That has
West
a
Coast.
zoo.
That is somewhere West Coast, because everything west of the Mississippi, the call letters start with K. Everything east of the Mississippi, the call letters start with W. Did you know that?
Did not know that.
So that is some information for you, Josh. But this comes from KCTV Channel 5 News. It says, if you want a sweet revenge instead of chocolates for Valentine's Day, check out this special offer. The San Antonio Zoo, so this is in Texas, said it will name a rat after your ex and feed it to a snake on February 14th. The zoo is charging $25 for this service, but there's a cheaper alternative that's just as spiteful. For only $5, you can name a cockroach after your ex, and the zoo will feed it to a bird or another animal. Even if you or your exes don't live in Texas, well, all my exes live in Texas.
That's why I hang my hat in Tennessee.
Yeah. You can still knock shit over on that table over there, and you can still participate.
Like a fucking bird dog that ain't bird hunting. Just got to pop on that son of a bitch.
What'd you knock over there?
You were like Rain Man, obsessed with shit like that. Just focus on the page.
You can still participate in this feeding frenzy, or you could have last Friday, because that sounded like water. Did you drop water over there? I see you. Okay, it was a water bottle. I thought I saw you moving your foot trying to soak up the
This ain't
water.
a video podcast. Nobody fucking knows. Let's go.
Even you could have still participated in this feeding frenzy, because the zoo was going to be live streaming the event on Facebook. So
That's a bit sadistic.
yeah, I mean, how big of a like serial killer mentality do you have to give to be like, Brenda broke my heart, I'm gonna name a rat after her for $25
No.
and feed it to a snake.
Brenda broke my heart. I'm going to name a cockroach after it.
Yeah, because you
And
know
then-
that motherfucker ain't got $25.
Like, how fucking spiteful. Look, I'm a spiteful motherfucker
Yeah.
about certain things if it calls for it, but good God Almighty, man. If chances are that I care enough about you that you're an ex, and I am so spiteful against you that I would pay money just to get off on a feeling,
Right. Look at him eat her.
Wow.
He's
That's
killing her.
that is some fucking serial killer level
So you
shit.
take the snake and you name Brenda. And you throw Brenda in the snake pit. And you never trust a snake. And the snake goes, oh, yesterday I had 2 rats. And today I have 2 rats with toys. And it gets to the point where you try to go home and you try to have a rat with your wife. Ain't no way, man. God, that was a great movie. Old crackhead Jake at the time.
He
Man,
was
I missed
fucking.
that.
He was on a tangent.
So,
what about this story?
Can you imagine, though? I imagine the cockroach is going to be for girls. They're going to be the ones feeding it to the birds because birds has always been the synonym or the simile or the metaphor. Did I use like or as? Because that's the difference. Like or as, it's a simile, right?
Let's get a homonym up in that motherfucker.
So they're going to be like, he had a cockroach. He had a roach for a cock. It was very small. We're gonna feed it to a bird. You can. I got $5. I'll put 5 on it. We'll name him Greg and put him out there. Damn, I'm sorry. I feel bad. That was just the first name I caught. I didn't realize until after I said it.
Right.
Really, I swear to God,
It's the subconscious taking over.
Greg is my go-to, and like usually Brenda is the girl go-to. Brenda or Karen. Anyways. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't see anybody doing this.
Oh, I see a bunch of people doing it. A bunch of troubled individuals.
Yeah.
But like I said, if I care enough about you to spend money on you, I don't.
Right.
But if you are an ex that I have that strong of feelings over,
Right.
then
You might want to.
maybe I need to address the feelings with you.
Either that.
Because something's going on.
Either that or you're doing this because the restraining order is still valid.
Right. This is the only way I feel close to her.
Yeah.
Like when I'm getting revenge on
Can
her.
I hug the rat? Maybe try to fuck it a little bit before you
And
feed
then you
the-
kill it. How about that?
This rat's been fucked. like a disgruntled zookeeper. Hey, what the hell? We gotta check everybody's peckers to see if for rat claw marks.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand. I was up jerking off in the tree. I got inside of a bird nest. That's what happened.
I can only jerk off in briar patches. I was running naked through the woods trying to get my dog. I was trying to take a shit. Oh man, no. So yeah, I don't see anybody doing this. I mean, just really fucked up people would be doing this, but
That does that mean though that the San Antonio Zoo are the bad guys because they are
No.
preying on
Crazy
individuals?
people?
Yeah, they're preying on individuals that probably receive a check from the government every month.
Jesus.
They probably do.
I mean,
if you're that fucking crazy about your ex,
Yeah.
you know, where you gotta have that kind of symbolism in your life,
right.
you fucking need to go talk to somebody.
Is this the type of people that like write a name on a piece of paper and then light it on fire and it's like, this is how I'm letting go?
and like got a picture beside
Right.
you and shit, and
Right.
candles lit,
Yeah.
and probably,
I did burn one thing as a adolescent.
dude, this is for grown people.
No, good point. Very good point. As a teenager, I had a girl that I dated that got me like a little stuffed animal, which, what kind of guy, like, first off, like, what kind of guy am I that I'm accepting a stuffed animal? But, like, when she broke up with me, it hurt me. So I just cut its head off and burned the body. I don't know what that was. I was like, I should have seen a counselor. Maybe that ball funneling really fucked me up.
That was your first adverse reaction to the ball.
You know what I'm
fumbling.
going to do? I'm going to take this stuffed animal, cut its head off, and burn its body.
That's the only way I'm gonna be able to feel better after
Yeah.
all this. Besides killing
When
her.
she
And
comes
that's
back
not-
to me and goes, "Where is Mr. Stuffy Pants?" I'm going to be like, I cut its head off and burned its body like you broke my heart. Like, I don't know what I was doing. I was just a little emo little bitch kid.
No, it happens, you know. But this is for adults.
Yeah,
and
so
if
I
you're an
feel better
adult
about that.
In that mind frame, like I said, you need to go talk to somebody.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, we were talking about Jake Roberts there, Josh. And it reminded me, we might have a problem.
With Jake?
No, not Jake.
Another legend.
Another legend.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
Oh,
you know, he's
and-
coming to town.
Hold on. So let's explain this. Let's explain what we did.
Oh, they know.
Back in October.
They already know.
Back in October, we kind of did a thing. And it wasn't started to be pointed at this individual, but we kind of landed on it because
It was a joke.
it was a joke, and he looked very...
Like he needed that profile picture.
Yeah. So in October, we stumbled across an article talking about seeking arrangements. And Josh, what was seeking arrangements?
It was a sugar daddy website to where if you were a sugar daddy in need of sugar babies, which means pretty much you're an older or you're just an individual with money.
You're a hot girl looking for somebody to take care of you.
Right, or the other way around. You are a man who has money
that likes sticking his dicks in young hot girls.
And you need you a sugar baby because you are a sugar daddy.
Right.
So we made a profile on that website because we thought it would be a funny rib.
It was funny idea. We got a lot of feedback from that, and a lot of people said that was hilarious.
A lot of pushback from certain people, with us trying to create profile pictures and
well,
stuff.
when you say pushback from people, it wasn't like our wives went, "What the fuck are y'all doing?"
No, it was from the actual website.
It was from the actual website.
This isn't you. No shit. We're just having fun.
We posted a picture of us, but our picture was Bushwhacker Luke from the Bushwhackers. If you got a second, Google them. They were a New Zealand tag team known as the Sheep Herders. And they came to WWE. They would lick children, known as the Bushwhackers. And we used Bushwhacker Luke as the guy, and I think
the title of the show was called
Sheep Herding Sugar Daddies.
Herding Sugar Daddy,
Yeah.
because he was a sheep herder.
Yeah.
And he was a sugar daddy.
Well, we might have a problem, Josh.
He's coming. He's coming to town.
I was like, what is he? I mean, it's 9:20. That's sheep herding coming time.
No, I already seen the poster, and I've been mentally preparing.
So we have a local promotion. I won't call them by name here. We have
You did about a few years ago. I mean,
I won't call them by name because they hadn't
Anymore.
called me to try to help them. So, I mean, nobody else knows they're coming. Did you know they had an event the night we had Black
hey,
Tie
I went
Boxing?
to the liquor store 2 days ago.
Did you know that they had an event the night Black Tie Boxing was there?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Right down the street from where we were at.
Yeah.
Do you think they had as many people?
Absolutely not.
Not at all. Because why? Because you didn't even know they had an event that night.
Right. Like I said, unless you go to the liquor store or an abandoned building,
Or a supermarket that's not Walmart.
you wouldn't know.
Yeah. So one of the local promotions that comes through Jackson is actually bringing in Luke, the Bushwhacker.
So let me ask you something, mate. Are you in fear? Because let's be honest, that Bushwhacker thing, whenever you see that gimmick, it's all fun and games, and
then you
he's
remember
licking the kid,
Yes.
and he's eating the hat or whatever. He's
Right.
fucking with Jameson,
doing the battering ram,
all making the kids smile and all
falling
that.
weird on his bumps, and
But then you
Yeah.
remember a few years before that, the sheep herders who would literally bite people on the forehead, make
Right.
them bleed, have
Stab
all the
'em.
barbed wire matches,
Right.
and very rough individuals,
Right.
and you got to think,
but then the flip side of that coin is he has to be like
at least 70
at
years
least
old,
70 years old now.
which. You watch kung fu movies. That doesn't mean that means the older they are, the more skillful they are, right? Isn't that the gimmick?
But meat rods. You know what I mean? He might know more, but there's no way his body's going to be able to do what he needs to do.
Dude, if he was to grab Burt Prentice and do that battering ram on one of us, we would be fucking done.
Well, if we get hit by a Burt Prentice battering ram, we deserve to be hit because that's got to be the slowest moving thing. There are glaciers that would move faster than that. And that's not a shoot or anything. I like Burt, but
Yeah.
he don't know who the hell I am. And every time I meet him, he's like introduces himself to me and then acts like he knows me. But there's no way that battering ram's going to find you.
Luke would be pulling like hell, that's for sure. But surely to God,
Yeah.
he has to know it's just a rib.
He probably don't even know about it, to be honest with you. But if he did,
There's at least one wrestler that has called him.
did y'all hear that?
You know there is.
Maybe.
You know it. And But like I said, I mean, if he is for a shoot mad,
Right.
it only does us favors.
Yeah. I mean, we're the show that Luke would want to kill.
That's fine.
Yeah. He'd want to herd
I'm
our
fine
sheeps.
with that. I'm fine with that because when it's all said and done, he's going to be who he is, and I'm going to be who I am.
And
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and we're going to make him feel like he's
I'm like
a sugar daddy.
I'm half his age. I got a long life ahead of me. I'm going to see a lot more.
In 3 years, it won't matter. Is that what you're saying? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I like you.
Look.
I think we said this on another show about another superstar, and I actually said, if we get heat, it won't matter in 3 years.
Right.
I might have been drunk when I said that.
You were.
I was, but I mean, honestly,
I'm not drunk right now.
honestly, it's
But-
kind of truthful.
It
You know,
is.
when you get to these legends and you respect what they've done in the business, you know, some might have held on for too long. Let's be honest. There was territory days and some built around what they knew, which you have to respect that. But some of them held on to that spotlight for a little too long, and they didn't bring up new stars. They didn't bring up the next generation to keep that business going. And it just kind of dried up. And then what also hurts is you have a national conglomerate like WWE buying up talent. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like I said, you respect for what they did, for what they built. But at the end of the day, there's a reason why Brett Favre ain't playing football anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? That no one's going to believe that Bart Starr is going to go out there and throw up 300 yards for the Kansas City Chiefs. Or let's just say, what's the guy's name that used to play for the Steelers? Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw is not stepping on the field for the Dallas Cowboys next week and putting up any kind of numbers. You know what I mean?
He wishes he could.
Yeah.
And you know, but I don't think it has to be made into a situation like that. Though. I'm just saying. If
And in 3 years, it won't matter. 3, maybe 4.
no,
We'll see.
I'm just, you know, we're just, man, it's just a joke.
Yeah.
And if anything, we're bringing his name up and
Yes.
giving him that little bit of a more of a exposure that he already
mean,
didn't need.
We know a lot of people. We know Flash Flanagan. We need to get him back on the show sometime soon. But we know Flash. Flash goes to Puerto Rico all the time, and Luke's big in Puerto Rico. He still does stuff down there. And I've heard nothing but good things. I would love to talk to Luke.
right.
So, yeah, Flash talks highly about him. We don't hate Luke. Luke's awesome. Like, we'd love to talk to him at
He
one
was
point.
just the scapegoat for the picture.
Yeah, he was just the guy that we wanted to use the picture
And
for.
Luke knows he looks that way.
Yeah.
Or else he wouldn't take, at least if he didn't.
Or unless he wouldn't take pictures.
No, I'm just saying he wouldn't take pictures with his mouth all open and goofy
Yeah,
looking.
I mean, it's a gimmick.
It's a gimmick. He
Yeah.
knows. So there's no way. And if he does want to kill us, I mean, your wife carries a gun,
Yeah,
right?
well,
so
I
fuck
mean,
him.
I'll be honest. I'm not in any kind of fear over anything like that because A, I'm not a wrestler anymore. I don't have a problem with doing a lawsuit. And B, you attack me? Yeah, we're probably packing at some point. So if it's justified, it's justified. And I feel like this is the clip they would play if I ever exercised that right. You see here, Jerry, that he said on the Valentine's Day show of P3 Radio.
And if I had to, I would pull it out and I would shoot him again.
So when he killed Luke, it was actually premeditated.
Right. So you go to the big time jail and get the big sentence.
I hope I get put in that jail that Bill Cosby got put in, tweeting from jail. That's awesome.
God, I died when I seen that.
So last week, Twitter blew up with Bill Cosby trending. And
I don't think it's the reason Bill thought that it was
apparently
trending.
Bill Cosby could have tweeted in jail. Like
Well,
everybody's watched Orange Is the New Black.
right. But you sent that to me or whatever, and the article or the screenshot that you sent to me, it didn't have a stamp on it, and
Right.
I said, "Well, fuck, it's probably Twitter for or you know." It's the computer
Right,
version. It's
right.
it's not mobile. It's not a fucking app or on the phone or whatever. He's
Right.
probably just in the prison library with his limited fucking time using his computer.
Windows 95.
Yeah, he was just using it just when he was in the library.
All right.
And then I went to the actual tweet on my phone, and it had the timestamp.
Right, like 5 hours.
Twitter for iPhone.
Yeah.
So that has a whole nother set of questions.
And he was calling out people like Snoop Dogg and Martin.
Right.
And you're like,
And
these are
fucking-
guys that 6 years ago, he was dissing. Like, he was just talking about how bad of people they were. You know what I mean? I guess the clink does change you. Talk about it, Martin and Snoop Dogg.
Well, my thing is,
When did
though,
he become Snoop Dogg again? I thought he was Snoop Lion.
Snoop Lion?
Now he's Snoop Dogg.
I think he
now he's
just snuck
Snoop.
it on back in there.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Like,
that
everybody
shit
forgot.
That was a bad move. I'm gonna start doing Hot Pocket
You
commercials.
know, my motherfucking publicist told me, don't be changing your name.
Anyways,
Goddamn.
go ahead. So he's calling on Snoop and Martin and all these people now.
But you sent me that screenshot or whatever, and I
Right.
said it would be hilarious if it was stamped Twitter for iPhone. And then I went back, and sure enough, it was stamped Twitter for
Right,
iPhone.
yeah.
So then I'm thinking, this motherfucker,
Yeah.
he has one of the biggest cases in their last few years.
Right.
You know, publicized, oh, the cause is going to jail, America's father. You know, because
Right.
that's what he was.
Yeah.
He became the symbol of the American father.
Right.
If you wanted to know what the perfect dad was in the 80s or 90s, you looked at Bill Cosby. No, seriously.
No, I did want to know.
I'm more
I
than
wish Bill
positive.
Cosby was my dad.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Richard,
That-
you got to check your nutsack
He-
for 2 testicles. And while you're in there, grab a pudding pop. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, the seam is supposed to be like that, Richard.
The seam is not exclusive to you because they cut your nuts.
But dude,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this motherfucker, he had
Yeah.
one of the biggest cases, one of the biggest hooplas, aside from a few
Right.
things in the last few years.
Right. It's the biggest scandal of the
Yeah.
last 5 years.
And he's so old, and you're making him go to jail.
Blind.
Yeah,
He's
he
got
can't
that
see.
weird dog eye. You know, when you have
cataract,
an old,
that cataract's dog eyes.
the one that looks to the left when you're talking to him on the right.
Got that
Do
green,
what?
He got that green glow in his eyes.
Yeah.
Weird as hell.
Those dull like doll's eyes.
Look like his eyes got an infection.
Right. Where he's talking to the wall, but you're standing to the left of him.
Yeah, Bill,
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
If you curse him out, call him a motherfucker. Look over here towards me.
but I'm thinking, okay, he's not on the prison library computer.
No, he's on an iPhone.
He's got an iPhone somehow, and I'm just thinking he's sitting back on his phone in
Right.
his cell. Guard, come here, guard. Do you know how to install the update 13.5 on the new iPhone 11? And like,
What is the Wi-Fi password?
excuse me?
Right. But I mean, do you not feel like a little bit like, oh, fuck this dude? If he did all this,
he's got a fucking iPhone in prison.
And I was like, that means he's living with luxuries, you know?
And the thing about it is, too, nobody's. I looked in the comments. Nobody's called him out on that.
Right.
It's like, okay, you got an iPhone in prison. How is that?
Right. Unless somebody's tweeting from his account.
Well,
That's
yeah,
the only other
but
option.
he's talking. It's talking like it's him.
Right.
Which, and then you said the motherfucker can't see. So how is he? How is he tweeting?
Can I get a magnifying glass and someone to read it for me?
God.
Well, you had one more story here, Josh. And it was a Super Bowl story from a couple of weeks ago,
I
right?
had a few more stories actually, Richard. But if you just want to single out on this one,
Well, I mean, whichever one you want to go to.
Well, I tell you what, Richard, you can do the Super Bowl story.
Well, you do the Super Bowl story, or you do whatever story
well,
you want.
see, I just thought it was hilarious.
Yes.
Because now, I want to preface it with this.
Preface it.
I did not watch the Super Bowl.
You did not.
I don't.
Conscientious objector.
I don't give a fuck.
Conscientious objector. There you go.
Sure, whatever you just said.
Religious purposes, you didn't watch.
Well, I assure you, it's not that.
Okay.
But
I have no religion. I'm dead inside.
no, I
like
didn't-
your testicles.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying it does not pertain to this. If I don't have a dog in the fight, I
Yeah.
don't give a shit. Just like I didn't watch the. I love baseball.
I think Michael
but-
Vick had that same thought.
But it, ark. But if the Braves aren't in the World Series,
What was that noise?
ark. The goddamn Mr. Krabs. Ark.
Ark.
Mr. Krabs.
Okay, so the Braves aren't in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I ain't watching the shit.
I'm
Put
saying
Braves in there.
I didn't watch the World Series
Yeah.
because the Braves weren't in it, so I
Right.
don't give two fucks.
Really? You don't care who wins?
I do. Well, obviously, so I can make fun of them.
The World Series is different though. It's like 7 games if it goes that
It's
long.
still the championship. It's
Yeah,
like
but-
the World Championships of baseball, pretty much.
Yeah.
And if my team isn't in it, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Just
so
like-
you haven't cared about the World Series in a long time.
No.
Like 90,
I
what,
think-
5?
Yes, 95. Yes, good eye,
Yeah.
good eye. And,
I used to dab in trivia.
well, you can go fuck yourself. Either way, it's gonna be it this year.
They still do interleague play.
But I seen this article
Yeah.
and it got all over me. Because,
Even though you haven't watched the Super Bowl in a while.
well, it got all over me in the sense of this motherfucker was trying to, I'm going to do the it thing. I'm going to do what all the cool players are doing.
Right.
Because I had this awesome game and I'm on cloud 9. And then a couple days pass.
Right.
It's like, man. So Raheem Mozart.
Yeah, he was
says-
the running back for the 49ers.
Yes.
The team that lost the Super Bowl because of the Patriots and Falcons thing.
Back in
Yeah.
2015.
According to Raheem from the... Or not Raheem.
No,
that's
this is Raheem.
According to Greg from the... from the car place that I talked to last week.
Right. So the article says Raheem Mozart says
Yeah.
he's giving Damian Williams his Super Bowl jersey back.
So Damian
Now,
Williams
who's
is
Damian
the
Williams?
running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. He
Now-
had an awesome game.
That is what I was reading in this article. Apparently, he had the Super Bowl of a fucking lifetime for a running back.
Yeah.
It says Damian Williams had himself a Super Bowl, and now he's getting his jersey back. Now, why the fuck, if he had this big important game where he set records and,
Yeah.
and did all this for the Chiefs and had the big day for running backs, why would he be missing his jersey? Did he get
So-
Tom Brady?
So somebody deflated his balls. No, that was me. And that was
I'm talking about
Mother
the
Nature.
jersey.
No, what happens with these players after the game that it's become very common for them to trade jerseys. So
Yeah,
like,
and it says that, you know,
Yeah.
it says after the game, he swapped jerseys with the 49ers running back, Raheem Mozart, carrying on the tradition that's filtered into the NFL and the NBA from the soccer world. So he wanted to be Mr. Trendy. I'm fucking going to get all these goddamn likes on social media.
Right.
I'm going to get all these fucking mentions because I did this stupid ass soccer world bullshit that doesn't matter in the NFL or the NBA. Now, if you
Right.
want to do your soccer bullshit trading jerseys or whatever, that's fine. And, you know, it may look good and you may get to tell your little preppy friends or trendy fuck friends or whatever. Yeah,
Well,
I did this. And
it's a
it
collector's
was-
thing,
it
but
was
amongst
so
the players.
noble.
Yeah.
And all this shit. And then it hits him. Well, goddamn. You know, I had a hell of a game. And the motherfucker that I traded jerseys with, he hit maybe like 50 yards or whatever, right? So this Mozart jersey is absolutely worthless.
right.
It's totally worthless. And the article keeps going down. It says bad deal.
Yeah.
It was also a bad deal. It was
bad
also,
swap?
It was a bad swap for Williams. He exchanged a memento he would surely cherish for
Yeah.
the rest of his life for the jersey of the player who ran for 58 yards and lost the game. He traded it all. The game of a
Yeah.
lifetime jersey. NFL history
Right.
for that.
No, dude, I would honestly.
And it says right here, no shade to Mozart, who had a breakout run,
Yeah.
you know, of his own during the playoffs. But Williams' jersey clearly carries more meaning and value, especially for Williams.
Yeah.
It's a conclusion Mozart apparently reached on his own in the following days of the big game. Mozart tweeted a photo of Williams' jersey on Wednesday with the gesture to return the memento to its original owner. Now, you know,
I just read Mozart's Twitter.
you know that didn't happen on his own. Somebody from Williams camp was like, look,
So you
get
know,
that motherfucking jersey
you know how it
back.
is when you're celebrating. you win something. You beat me in WCW versus NWO World Tour. You win a trophy at a tug of war championship. You fuck a girl that you never thought you'd fuck. You're gonna celebrate. Can I have your keys to your car? Here, drive my car.
Right after you bust that good nut, you're telling her things.
It doesn't matter
I'm gonna
anymore.
Change. I swear to God, I'm gonna change. And whatever you want me to be from this moment on. Ooh, you made me feel so good. I'll do whatever.
Once the nut pops, you're a different person for like 45 minutes.
And then that cum creeps back in on that brain.
It's kind of like, have you ever held your finger, like tightened it up, like you took your thumb and just did a bear hug on the bottom of your finger and watched the blood rush to the top of your finger?
Kids do it all the time.
And then you let it go, and then eventually it just clears back up.
Right.
It's exactly the way it is with the nut.
You're all redheaded at the end.
Yeah. You're like,
and then
whatever you want.
And then
we're going to go to church on Sunday. Sure, that sounds great.
We'll go with your mom and daddy and all of them.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
I think that's a damn idea. Yeah, it's good.
And then that cum creeps back in on that brain.
Like, shit, the Titans play at 12.
Well, I mean, damn, I can't even drink Sunday. God damn.
I told him I'd go to the night service too. That means I can't even have a beer. No. But yeah, I mean, he was in ecstasy over this Super Bowl win. But, you think about it. This is a jersey that has your name, your number, and the Super Bowl logo on it. And you just won. Why would you trade that away?
Because, like I said, you're wanting to be doing that.
Well, it's a thing, yeah.
That fucking stupid bullshit that you can tell your wine buddies or whatever, when you're having your wine and cheese party, that, oh, yeah, well, I did this, blah, blah, blah. He was at one of them wine and cheese parties. You stupid as hell, motherfucker. Get your jersey back. That is dumb.
You're going to want to frame that.
Yeah. And read Mr. Mozart's Twitter.
Before I say that, it's like, how would you feel as the cuck motherfucker that had to sit around going, hey, man, can I get that jersey from you?
Right.
I know you just whipped our ass, but can I get your jersey? I mean, that's one of those, very cuck moments.
I would be, look, you know how I am.
Right.
Like, if I win, I win.
Right.
But if I lose...
You're not going to ask me for my controller and me to sign it.
No.
Why don't you just ask me to whip my dick out and mushroom stamp your forehead?
Yeah. I mean, goddamn.
Yeah.
If I lose, I'm losing. But don't be offering me your goddamn shoes or whatever.
Here, bitch, take my shoes.
Because then I feel
you're going to need them.
Yeah, you're going to need them. You can't even feel them, but you might want to try.
Right.
Like, dude... That would piss me off.
Right.
That I'm telling you, Mr. Williams would have got a punch in the face.
Here, watch this jersey.
Not
bitch.
only did I just lose the biggest game of my life, but you want me to trade clothes with you. Fuck
Come on, man. Let me get that shirt.
Fuck
but
you.
I mean, not even that. Usually it's the guy who lost. It's like, hey, man, can I get that jersey? But, yeah. Monostat, whatever his name is, the running back for the Mozart for the 49ers said, he put this out on Twitter. He said, contemplated putting this on eBay, and then put a smiley face with tears coming out. But this belongs to you, because he put you in capital letters, and yours. You did your thing. Hand this down for generations. Proud of you, bro. I love when people put capital letters in things. Much love. Undrafted running backs at Too Loose 26. And
he's too loose because he got fucked on that deal.
Undrafted running backs. I love it's like, you won the Super Bowl, but we kind of the same.
No,
we
brother,
both wasn't big.
We're not the same. You just got an NFC championship.
Damian Williams was like he came from Miami, and like, dude, he played against the Titans and he just like killed us along with Mahomes. So I mean, yeah, there was no stopping that juggernaut. But no, man, it's like it's kind of like when you make that deal as a kid and you trade off a couple of like crappy wrestling figures that no one likes. Like you trade off a pair of Bushwhackers and you get a Yokozuna. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're kind of getting the shaft.
Yeah. It's like, ooh, can I get that Yoko back? Nah, man. But there's like 24 Bushwhackers figures at the store.
That's fine.
You made that trade. Well, I tell you what, Josh, it's time for us to make that trade.
Make that trade-off.
Trade-off.
And sign off.
And sign off. If you want to hear more of our episodes, go back and listen to the archives just the way you're listening now. on Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud. However you're listening to our show now, go back and listen to some of our old shows. Let us know what you think in the comments section. Leave us a comment. Leave us a rating. We'd really appreciate that. But Josh, if we want them to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or give us a call or text, how do they do that?
Well, on Twitter, we are at P3 Radio, the number 1. And on Facebook, just go to your search bar, type in Pop Poncho, and you will see our picture. And if you want to leave us a text message or a voicemail, let us know how we're doing. We might play it on the air. You never know. Our number is 731-300-6675.
That's going to do it for us. For Josh Brawley, this has been Richard Mulligan saying thanks for listening and good night.